Hello, welcome to Diecast Restos. I'm Jason and this is a Matchbox 48C dumper truck. It joined the series in 1966 where it was initially coloured red. It was then converted to the Superfast line in 1970 and it was recoloured blue with a yellow tipper. Lesney discontinued it in 1972. It has a hydro sleeve that holds the tipper in place, though this was a later modification. Early examples had an extended, longer base plate that used friction to keep the tipper raised. Here is one in better condition, and here is the vehicle the body is based on, a US Dodge D500. Similar to the earlier 13D Dodge wreck truck, well identically in fact, as it uses the same cab casting, it has the wording Kew Dodge cast into the side. This would mean the truck was British built in Dodge's Kew factory in London. I've already restored a 13D where I delve into the history of Kew Dodge. Take a look at that video for more insight to the British division. The window piece was damaged beyond repair, but you can see evidence of Lesney shortcutting with the number 13 moulded into the plastic. I mistakenly referred to the 13D as being based on a D200. I think more realistically it is based on a D400, which was a heavier commercial truck chassis instead of a more conventional pickup. This certainly would have to have been, considering its twin rear axles carrying that tipper. The 400 series of trucks replaced the 200 series in 1963. These used the American-style D500 cabin. The majority of production was shipped overseas, but it had a short life as it was discontinued in 1965. I'm not entirely sure a 3-axle version was ever produced, as I've not been able to uncover any photographic evidence of one. For my restoration, I've purchased a Reproduction window piece, which I'll leave a link to the source in the description. Still, I give it a dunk in polish to help it stand out. I left the tipper connected to the chassis again on this build. It has served me well recently, and seeing as both parts are to be painted the same colour, it makes practical sense to me. The casting was coated in light grey fine primer before receiving Tamiya TS8 Italian red. The blue Superfast castings are quite difficult to come by compared to the regular wheels varieties. It appears they weren't brilliant sellers following the Superfast switchover. I'm on to my finishing touches now as I awkwardly refit that hydro sleeve. The model received no additional trim as the silver plated plastic base incorporates both the grille and the front bumper. To reassemble the casting, I take my Reproduction windscreen and slot it in the cabin. This is held in place by the base once it has been fitted. Then I slot the grille section of the base in first, before realising about here that the centre axle is now in the way. I did manage to manipulate it without having to deconstruct the model. But here is how it looked, a bit sorry for itself with a truly broken window and some patchy red paint. The chrome on the bumper and grille needed refreshing, and the wheels could do with brightening as well. It's a pretty simple casting, but one I couldn't turn down restoring seeing that smashed windscreen. So I've taken this old Kew Dodge and turned it into a shiny new Dodge. This truck is gleaming in TS8 Italian red. The Repro window piece is looking right at home in the cabin, those light shades of green, blue just about visible. The wheels have been dunked in Citadel and look as fresh as they have ever been. I've shined up the axles in my drill and treated the ends to a spot of MOLOTOW chrome. Also receiving the chrome treatment was the base, grille and bumper piece, altogether looking a lot healthier. I hope you've enjoyed this quick restoration. If you have, leave a like and a comment, and please subscribe for more. Previews are available on Patreon for my upcoming projects, so do take a look on there and support if you at all can. Links are below, but that just leaves me to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you again for the next one. Bye for now.